Wait, is thag a slur for gay non-binary people?
Please don't have a VC goon session with my girlfriend.
Fuck you, gives you new hands. Shit tastes like ass. I mean, I guess shit would taste like ass. As much as, like, not every NPC says something that's, like, you know, interesting or worth reading, like, a lot of the stuff that they say kind of gives you a feel for the place beyond just, like, a quest, you know what I mean? It gives you a feel for, like, what's going on, the kind of people that are around, like, how the people are living, what are the issues they're coming into contact with, why are you up here? Hey, have you heard? The conveyor belt at the harbor entrance is broken down. Let me guess, you're about to tell me this is all part of some earth-shattering conspiracy? Indeed. I can see your eyes open to the truth like mine. Those vulgar vagrants probably think it's got something to do with how the belt hasn't been maintained in years. But smart people like you and I can see behind the curtain. There's no doubt about it, this is a trap set by the higher-ups. I don't yet know why they'd intentionally sabotage the conveyor belt, but they surely have their motives. Give it a rest, will you? You said the same thing the last time Speranza updated their daily specials. Lady Marionette has surely been planning this for a year, to ensure the people of Nasha Town are unable to eat hot dogs on this exact day. You don't know what Her Majesty the Tsaritsa and her harbingers are planning? I'm just saying, there's something bigger behind that conveyor belt breaking down, and we'd be best to steer well clear of it. Hey, you're blocking the road. Where are you rushing off to? I'm here to, help out. There's not much I can do, but I'll try my best. I've also grown taller lately, and I'll definitely keep growing. Once I'm all grown up, I can help out like the adults, and when I do more of that, I can get more Mora. What would you do with all that extra Mora? My mother's sick. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Please forget I did, okay? Well, where do you want to go? I'll get you anywhere. Oh, my name's not Ratimir. Your guide? What sharp eyes you have, my good guest. Let me tell you, I'm renowned throughout the harbor as a tour guide. Why, just saying the name Ratimir is liable to get you 2 thumbs up from the local kids. Ask anyone, and they'll tell you that you can't just walk around willy-nilly in Nodkrai. If you want to get somewhere, and you want to get there safe, you need someone who knows the ground. That means a local familiar with the land, who can arrange your itinerary for you. And what do you know? I just happen to be that trustworthy local. Sus. Looking for customers in this freezing cold? Of course, why wouldn't I? This accursed weather. If I had some more to spare, I'd be huddled up in a bar, my belly full of warm drink. Oh, and speaking of bars, I recommend you head down to the flagship. A drink or 2 there will make you forget you were ever cold. About the flagship. Oh, it's a local tavern. They've got unique style and reasonable prices. Pretty natural that anyone would go there, if you ask me. If you'd be willing to hire me, I'd be more than willing to take you there for a swig or 2 right now. To forget I was ever cold. Exactly, dear guest. A strong drink is like a dagger of ice down the throat, then a liquid sun in the belly, burning bright enough to fuel dreams. 1 sip, and I guarantee you'll forget, well, everything. You're a guard. You don't look like a guard. Nobody's born looking like one. Nothing to see here. Move along. Is this a warehouse? Yes. What's in the warehouse? Confidential. Nothing to see here. Move along. Doesn't look like there's much going on around here. Exactly. Nothing is going on, ever has gone on, or ever will go on around here. Now move along. Blast it all. The entry procedures here are such a far cry from Fontaine's. What's wrong? What's wrong? He looks like he's from Team Aqua. What's wrong? What do you think? Just look at that endless queue. Not to mention the mountain of forms to fill out once you get through it. It's even bigger than a stack of application forms from the Fontaine Research Institute. Every step has to be checked over and over again. It's like these people are terrified of registering people or goods that shouldn't be allowed in or something. Perhaps that people that shouldn't be allowed in. It was just an analogy, okay? Like smugglers or rule breakers. You know the sort, right? Anyway, nothing to do with me. No sorry, nothing at all. Do I even look like a villain to you? I'm just an ordinary sailor who wants to get by. I don't know why they're so stringent with security when it comes to normal, innocent folk like us. Why is she dancing? Let me think. There's so much fresh food here. Any that you'd recommend? Well, hey, I'm just the right person to ask for that. I'm the gourmet hunter, and though I haven't reached Nasher Town yet, I've got lots of gourmet intel in my pocket already. I also often provide inspiration for my restaurant's new dishes, and I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. I hear that if you want to try Nodkrai's local delicacies, Speranza is the place to be. It's said to be a super popular restaurant around these parts. I hope that when the time comes and I have to queue, it'll be a shorter line than this one. What goods did you bring with you? Just some specialties from the people of the Springs. That said, maybe it's because of the difference in temperature, but most of our products aren't very suited to local use. Thank goodness our instruments are still popular. We do have to keep an eye on changes in the wood due to temperature shifts during transport, but it's only a minor inconvenience. Seems like people love music no matter where they are. Isn't that nice? Relax, I'm taking care of it. So many people lining up to enter the harbour, huh? Well, pal, there are always way too many people waiting to enter the harbour, and the queue times have always been a little... well, sometimes it's slow, and sometimes it's very slow. And the conveyor belt's broken too. I guess when it rains, it pours. And when it pours, the roof starts leaking buckets. What problem are you taking care of? A huge pile of problems, that's what. Lost or damaged goods, unregistered people, a new species of critter that neither been registered nor quarantined. Is the rest of Teyvat this chaotic and messy as well? Treasures from the ocean depths, riches from the darkest domains. Come, come, feast your eyes. About these goods. That's not the sort of question one asks around here. Things come from where they come from. That's all you need to know. That said, have you ever heard of the Atlas? It sank years ago, near the Eye of Krati. Well, even after all this time, there are still treasures down there on the ocean floor. Legends say that one of those treasures is the proof of the cognoscenti, left behind by the legendary thief, Reed Miller. Oh, is that the treasure hoarder guy? Wow, this place sure is different from Snezhnaya. Really? How so? This place is a little more... how should I put it? Natural vitality? It's not covered by snow, ice, and permafrost. And there's plenty of fruit growing here that looks just like midsummer berries. These things are rare in Snezhnaya. But, and this may sound a little strange, I still prefer Snezhnograd in the midst of a snowstorm. That's the only time you can truly feel the warmth of Kresnik's torch. Of course, I'm probably biased. It's only natural to have a preference for your hometown. If I'm not tailing some husband who's having an affair, I'm looking for earrings that someone lost on the road. If this is all a detective does, I'd be better off changing careers. So, what the fuck is that mustache? Is work not going well? Real gift for understatement you've got. There's so little of it going around that work is turning into an occasional pastime. Around here, even if a big case does occur, people would rather just round up all the suspects and interrogate them with the butt of a weapon than get a real detective to investigate. You'd be amazed how many criminals they end up catching. A decent chunk more than the number of people who actually commit any crimes, I'd wager. I take it you haven't gotten any big cases lately? Well, I mean, I guess, if you count... Not long ago, I helped a merchant from Sumeru find their lost sumpter beast. It fell asleep, curled up down an alleyway. The sumpter beast was pretty big, so I guess you could say that means the case was big too? Why do you want to change careers? Detectives aren't very popular in Nodkrai. The only cases I get are for very minor problems. I often dream of cracking a really big case, pinpointing the one tiny hole in an otherwise airtight act of criminality. But now I'm starting to think that instead of dreaming about it, I should be writing it all down and turning it into a detective novel. At least in Nodkrai, being a crime novelist sounds a lot more appealing than being a detective. In fact, I already have some ideas. You look like you've seen a few things. Why not be my first test audience? Sure thing, I'm all ears. Alright, first up is the Rift Hound of the Bashkirovs. The central conceit is this. A family who raises rift hounds uses them to open rifts to a secret room where they can carry out murders without leaving a trace. Why not just let the rift hounds do the murdering? That's a good question. Maybe I was too focused on explaining how the family could open the secret room. Alright, how about this one? The Bakufu Food Taster Murders. A food taster for the Yashiro Commission uses their position to put poison in some tricolor dango personally prepared by the shogun in an attempt to assassinate the head of the commission. I don't think they'd be able to taste the food. Oh, I think I see what you're getting at. There's no way a food taster would be allowed to touch something made by the shogun themselves, as that would be seen as disrespecting the latter, correct? I guess I need to brush up on Inazuman culture. I'm amazed how much you know about these things. Alright, this one's a surefire hit. The Curious Case of the Liyue Buell Fruit. Interesting. Buell fruit don't grow in Liyue. Oh, really? I always thought Buell fruit were a Liyue specialty. I thought my fantasies would make for exciting detective novels, but it looks like becoming a crime writer isn't any easier than being an actual detective. Hey, did you hear what Big Sis Hidembi said? She said there've been sightings of the supposedly sunken Atlas out at sea lately. I did. There's no way it's true, is it? She even told me the ship's full of treasure from Snezhnaya. Why, if only there was a way to get my hands on some of that. Marla, my dear, please don't even think about that. Even if there's treasure on that ship, it's not something we should have anything to do with. What is it that the Frost Moon Scions say? That ship was cursed by something out at sea. And only someone as bold as Big Sis Hidembi would come into contact with it. Or persuade others to. That's true. I'll tell my husband to be more careful when he goes out to sea. What if there really is a ghost ship? Come with me, Meta. Come on, they've got two-headed birds, three-eyed dragons, and treasure chests full of mora that also bite. Sure. And if you're lucky, you'll even see some fae. The wind blows like woo shoo, woo shoo. And once that thick fog comes rolling in, right. I can't wait to set off. Vesa and Meta, the best adventuring duo in all of nodkrai. Am I right? I mean, yeah, sure. It's just that I remembered there's something I need to do. Maybe next time. Eh? But Meta, you just told someone else. Father's not in today, which means I can go out on an adventure. Didn't you? Well, yes, my friends from the conch... You must have misheard. I was just saying that I can't go out on an adventure. Father's not in today, so I need to take care of things at home. But next time, alright? We'll go together next time we get a chance. Yeah! Woohoo! Alright, I'm getting up early every day then. No way I'm missing out on the chance to go on an adventure with you. These stitches need to be tighter. Otherwise those brutes will just rip everything apart again. Are you a tailor? Oh, I'm just doing some sewing for treasure hunters. That's how I make a living. There. Their line of work also involves lots of oh my god. Their line of work involves lots of activity, which means their clothes wear out fast. Thankfully, they're also willing to pay good mora to get them fixed. That means I get by, so it's fine by me. About your skills. Skills? I don't have much of any, really. I just do a little work with needle and thread, like I did in my hometown. And practice makes perfect, right? Well, not that I'm anywhere near close to perfect. I failed my master's expectations and will surely be mocked by my fellow apprentices. But at least these skills have proved useful here. Not a total waste, I suppose. You're from Inazuma, aren't you? That's right, specifically from Yashiori Island. Over there, well, I just couldn't stay. That's why I came to nodkrai. It's a foreign land, but at least it's a safe one for now. But of course, if I need to leave here, that's fine too. You're working hard. I'm fine. An ordinary gal like me doesn't need much to be happy with her lot in life. Take this place, for example. It's a little cramped, but there's food, shelter, and it's safer than the Yashiori Island. Still, thanks for your kind words. They're kind of rare to come by for a wanderer like me. About the maddened Inazuma samurai lurking around. You must be talking about that maniac who takes a swing or 5 at anyone he sees. To tell the truth, we're from the same village. He's called Gonpachi. Just like me, he fled Yashiyori Island. I guess you could say he was like a little brother to me. But he strayed onto a path he shouldn't have in order to survive, and crossed people he shouldn't have. In the end, he got his childhood sweetheart, who fled here with him, killed. That's what finally broke him. If you encounter him, please just keep your distance. He's lost his senses. I'm sure he'd cut even me down without a shred of hesitation. Or, well, if you could free him from his suffering, it'll probably be a mercy that poor kid hardly deserves. This fleeting world, a body clad in sorrow. Cherry blossoms fall, untended by tomorrow. Spring departs, never to return. Never to ever return. I don't know what's so good about alcohol. I can't even sip a single drop of it. And that's why I've never been to the flagship. Well, different strokes for different folks, I guess. You can talk to Demyan. He's the bartender at the flagship, and he'll serve you up an alcohol-free version of their roulette special. Wait, so they have a secret menu? How'd you figure that out? We old gourmets have our ways, that's all. Oh right, didn't you mention wanting to go to Pyramida? Oh, yes, it's giving me a bit of a headache actually. What if I go there and can't find anything to eat? Don't be silly. When you get there, you have to try their fireside merriment. I'm sure you'll be absolutely hooked. Oh, and don't miss out on their mushroom-stuffed rice sandwiches either. Helka's in Lila. If only I could go there with her. Helka? She's my friend, but she's gone on a journey far, far away. She said she'll come back once she collects information on 100 monster varieties. Oh wait, Helka, is that... Ah, that was the girl. Once she collects information on 100 monster varieties. But who knows how long that will take. I'm not as strong as her, going off on her own to faraway places. All I can do is stay here and wait. She sent me loads of pictures and postcards though. She gets the merchants to deliver them. She even sent me a monster handbook to look at. Is this like a teenage NPC? I was saying this when we were watching the live stream actually. I was like, hold on, are we finally getting teenage NPCs? I hope the Conch Gang... No, I hope everyone can live the lives they want. Tell me about the Conch Gang. It is said that Nasha Town was first built by a group of children. Whenever they had a decision to make, they'd blow into a conch shell to gather the group, and everyone would vote on it. But that's just a folktale, and nobody really believes it happened. Which does make me wonder, who even made up these stories in the first place? The Conch Gang these days. We're just a bunch of stray kids who drifted together. Ah, but now we've got Katya watching over us. I really can't thank her enough. Your dream sounds beautiful. Beautiful, but hard to achieve, right? It's fine. Katya said that it's better to have impossible dreams than to have none at all. And I think she's right. And for me, the fact that the younger kids can live here as they do now means my dreams already come halfway true. Katya isn't still angry with me, is she? What's wrong? Oh, it's nothing really. I just dropped a few things that broke. But it's not all my fault. If she listened to me and replaced everything with wood or iron, then none of this would have happened. I don't know what I'm going to do if she's still angry. Have you apologized? But it's not entirely my fault. Why should I apologize? So you think it's my fault too? If I'm going to say sorry, shouldn't I also get her a gift? I could probably get something from the Voynich Guild. Welcome! What would you like to eat? We have hot dishes, refreshing drinks, anything you could want. The staff here, you look rather young. Ah, yeah. Most of these children were left to fend for themselves on the streets. I couldn't stand it. That's why I brought them here, so they could at least have some shelter from the elements and warm food in their bellies. Of course, that food doesn't come for free. Thank goodness the kids are all happy to work for their share. And that's how this place came to be. Heard any interesting news? You're in the wrong place, youngling. Afraid I haven't been in the treasure hunting business for a long, long time. Go ask around at the flagship. That bar's crawling with sweet secrets and riveting rumors. Or you could ask the kids. Gossip spreads like wildfire among the youth. But don't go talking to them about anything dangerous. They're curious at heart, and I won't allow them to put themselves in danger by looking into such matters. Spin the wheel, and when it stops, Hot Dog will tell you your fortune. Spin the wheel. With the dough as your guide, your journey goes smoothly. This means everything you do today will go exactly as planned. Is that some small animal I hear? Strange. I'm sure I just heard something. Ah, guests! Come, come! Spin the wheel, then stop the wheel, and then there'll be good food. Huh? Why aren't you spinning the wheel? Go on, spin it. Good food awaits. That sounds like a little puppy. Spin the wheel for good food. What does that mean? Ho there, guests! You can speak to me. Well, please spin the wheel then, or I shan't have anything delicious to eat. Oh, it's so white and Flynn's just his voices. Are you hungry then? I've brought some biscuits. Here, have one. You're not spinning the wheel, but you want to give me food? Sure. I'll grab some first. Why not? Thank you, guest. Pavlov's the name, and thanks for the biscuit. It was delicious. Still, you didn't spin the wheel. You're quite welcome. But if I might ask, what do you mean by spinning the wheel? If the wheel is spun, then stopped, good food will drop down. That's how it always is. Won't you spin the wheel, dear guest? Everyone feels happy after spinning it. I suppose I shan't. It seems you are living well here. Of course, of course. Damn short ass. People play with me, the wheel plays with me, and there's good food. And that is well. Say hello to your owner for me. I'll be off now. Oh, see you, guest. Come again. Read on. Katya says it's not only customers who get to spin the wheel. Passers-by can try their luck as well. But everything here belongs to Speranza. Don't go taking anything away. Pavlov's watching. I thought the night shift was supposed to be a cushy job where you just clock in, sleep, and get paid. Is that how the night shift works? Well, I, for one, have never seen anywhere else where the night shift was busier than the day shift. Why do people around here wait until sundown to move all their goods? It's not like they're transporting anything shifty. And even if they were, this isn't Fontaine. There are no guards about to stick their noses in others' affairs. I've been looking forward for ages to taking Cairo to the flagship for a drink. Now I'm stuck out here doing work. Why don't you take her during the day? Take a girl to the flagship during the day? I understand the words you're saying, but I'm baffled by you putting them together in the same sentence. That's not a sorting error. It's more like your whole conveyor belt's been jammed. If I could just apply this discovery to a new device. What are you doing at the moment? Huh? Well, oh, nothing. Just wondering about some new uses for Kuvaki. Like if we could upgrade this forging machine with it. Of course, there aren't many craft people in nodkrai that can hope to stand up to it these days. Except for Aino, of course. Yep, just Aino. Are you a blacksmith? A blacksmith? Do you think I count? I don't think I do. Compared to my old man, I can't even swing a hammer. I'm a researcher. A researcher. Even though, well, my research funds primarily come from smithy work. About this machine. Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is mine and Aino's pride and joy. The Rossum Workshop's multi-purpose forging device. Just toss in the right materials, and whether it be tools or weapons, this nifty device can pump out your product according to its standard manufacturing templates. It's a 3D printer. I've heard from Miss Neffa that the Northerners have something similar, though I'm not sure how they power their stuff without Kuvaki. Tell me a bit about Kuvaki. Kuvaki is like... it's hard to explain, so just think of it as a sort of powerful energy. That's how all the machines here are powered. The Frostmoon Scions call this a blessing or whatever. Just listen and nod when they do. Huh? I'm not really sure. You should ask someone else. Tell me a bit about Nasher Town. There's a merchant guild and a harbour inside, and there are banks. If you need food or a place to stay, you can look for them yourself. Being a guard looks like a pretty cushy job. If that's all from you, please leave. I need to get back to sleep. I mean, standing at attention. Is that person also a guard? No idea. I know I am. He looks a little shady. Really? From where I'm standing, you look like the suspicious one. I'm literally one of the Frost Moon Scions. Where'd that guy run off to? Are you looking for someone? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for this guy. I forget how you say his name. Tianche? Tianche? Been chasing him from Yilong Wharf all the way to Nasher Town. Let's just say he's a friend of mine. And there's lots of things we can talk about together. So many things, in fact, that I think it's best to drag him back to Fontaine so we can sit down and have a nice long chat. Theoretically, he should be in town right now, so why can't I find him? We saw him before. You're not looking for work here, are you? Heed my words and flee this place as soon as you can. You mean work at the flagship? Ah, no, I'm talking about the Fatui recruiter in there. Guy called Kruchek. Don't fall for his schemes, and don't let him hire you. I'm speaking from personal experience. I don't care about the low pay, but my friends who took those jobs just up and vanished. Never saw them again. You've worked for them? Well, I don't love admitting it, but I was short on Mora back then. And the Fatui's Mora is as good as anyone else's. That's why I signed up. After slaving away for them day and night for a full month, they fired me for some cruddy breach of contract. I didn't get to see a single coin at the end of it. Ugh, first time I'd ever been fired too. Embarrassing to what it was. The Fatui have plenty of funds and they're still not paying what they owe? Crazy, huh? They accuse me of leaking their secrets, as if Reed Miller's treasure squirreled away in the Experimental Design Bureau was ever classified to begin with. Thank you. Okay, so maybe I drank a bit too much and it just slipped out, but after that, I heard that a lot of treasure hunters started hatching schemes to get their hands on that treasure. That led to tons of people trying to break into the heavily guarded Design Bureau, causing the Fatui no end of trouble when I accidentally scripted that. Couch gang? Who the heck cares about those dolts? I sure don't. I'm a gang member. Don't care about that, do you? Huh? Like heck you are. It's not that easy to join the conch gang. Oh, I read it as couch. I might be stupid. Join the conch gang? Wait, why are you even telling me this? The conch gang's none of my business. None at all. What? Did you have a falling out with them? Falling out? What? Me? Well, if you mean a fight, then yeah, we've fought before. But it's nothing serious. It's not my fault that I'm so strong, it's theirs for being too weak. It's all because they don't know how strong I am. When they find out, well, I'm not gonna let them off the hook so easy either way. That's what they get for starting it. When the chips are down, it's us you'll be counting on. Just you wait and see who your best workers are. Who are you? Who am I? I'm just a hard worker. And these are my brothers, who work hard with me. Ask anyone on the docks. When it comes to this kind of work, me and my crew get it done right and clean. No context. Contest. Oh my god. Great start. That said, times have changed. Those iron beasts don't need to eat. They don't get tired, and they don't go around yelling at debtors. It's been a long time since anyone shelled out for pure muscle and hustle. But tell you what, our strength is more than a match for any metal machine. So now... Oh, the Iron Beasts have gone on strike. In the end, it's us humans who have to pick up their slack. If only our employers had known it might come to this, they wouldn't have made the mistake in the first place. Don't you think so? There's been a lot of hiring going on around the harbour. Yeah. But we won't have to concern ourselves with that sort of back-breaking work in the future. The lads and I have set up a company that manufactures those, Kuvaki devices. When that time comes, we can borrow the power of these iron beasts ourselves to move things around. That's a whole lot better than just using the beasts by themselves. Oh, Archons, are there still any more strange fees I haven't paid yet? Are there? Come at me then, you fiends. Damn. I'm not here to collect any fees. Really? Whoa, that's a relief. I'm sorry, friend. I just got a little worked up, but can you blame me? 2 days ago, I was charged with some road clearing tax for passing through a small alley. And then came the water tax, the machine operating tax, and the all-new door opening tax. It's a circus out here, but I'm too scared to laugh. What if there's a laughter tax on top of everything else? In this place, you can never guess what they're going to tax you for next. It's just bizarre. Sorry, I'm here to collect your right to exist tax. My right to exist tax? Wait a minute, surely this one's a bit too much to ask for, right? Which means you're joking, right? Right? Oh, what the fuck is that mask? Could you step on it? Just a little? The crew's in a hurry. Bless you. Come now, there's no need to rush. As they say, more haste, less speed. If you work fast, you'll make mistakes. Besides, the harbour overseers are pretty laid back. Not that they don't know when to crack the whip, of course. A carrot takes time to break through the surface of the soil. If I ever taught you anything, this would be it. Come on, but... There is no come on, only a come and focus on during your work. Oh my god. Come and focus on doing your work. Remember to tighten all the screws. That way, we can save ourselves a future headache. Strange. Things are eerily calm around here. It's precisely at times like this that you've got to stay alert. What are you doing here? As you can see, I'm waiting for a commission, of course. If it's all the same to you, please don't block my view. As it happens, I have a commission for you. Well, sorry, I don't take such trivial tasks. Find someone else and leave me alone. Why are you staring over there? Am I? Well, maybe it's because over there looks nicer. Aside from that, guess there's nothing of note around here for you. Shoo. What's going on? What do you mean there's a problem you all can't solve? Is there a problem? Why, yes there is. I'm the new port supervisor here. But ever since I installed that cutting-edge Kuvaki conveyor belt on the docks, it's been breaking down every other day. If it doesn't get jammed, then something will come loose, and if neither of those, then it's the power supply having issues. I thought there was something wrong with the machine I bought, so I paid a hefty sum to get a master to fix it. He's been looking at it for 3 days, and he still can't tell me what the problem is. Maybe it's not a why can't I speak today? Maybe it's not a technical issue. So what, it's been sabotaged? Come now, don't spout such nonsense. The higher-ups of the Merchant Guild have vowed to use this as an opportunity to promote the automatization of Kuvaki machinery. If this was a place under the Tsaritsa's jurisdiction, any harbinger would have solved the problem with a single order. If it weren't for my dad forcing me to return and take up this post, I'd still be working on the latest kinetic mechanisms at the Royal Energy Commission of Snezhnaya. That'd be a whole lot easier than dealing with this mess. Seems like this new tech isn't all it's cracked up to be. You sound just like that band of stubborn old dock workers. The future is now. Technology advances, and mankind must have faith. Nothing here is particularly rare or valuable. Just take your pick. About these mechanisms. What's up? Taking an interest into these little bits and bobs? Well, let me be clear. They can't be modified into anything remotely close to military grade. Military grade? The type that the Fatui love to cram full of weapons. To twist technology meant to serve humanity into tools for evil? What a waste of genius. What an utterly fatuous farce, perfectly befitting their organization's name. These mechanisms here can't be modified that way. Or rather, the cost of doing so would exceed that of building a new one from scratch. They're strictly limited to domestic purposes, so think carefully before buying one. You're from Snezhnaya? Could you tell from my voice, or did someone tell you? If it's the former, then I gotta say, you've got a sharp pair of ears. That's right, I'm from Snezhnaya. But right now, I'm just a shopkeeper carving out a living in Nasha Town. Nothing more, nothing less. Compared to my icy hometown, I'm more used to the climate here, and the people. Their thoughts aren't quite as tangled up, And even their lies are, all in all, rather simple. Do you know anything about the Vitui? Why are you asking me? I've got nothing in common with those I mean, those mask-wearing creeps who skulk around all day. Or did you hear some droll rumours accusing me of being a Snezhnayan spy? Pfft, you'd be underestimating the Snezhnayan intelligence agencies, and you'd be underestimating me. Did I just say underestimate? Anyways, they do their dirty work, and I do my business. That's all. Don't go lumping us together just because we're both from Snezhnaya. Sus. Why, it's only exciting when you're among the treasure hunters. And here's the thing, you can't live life without a little spice. Seems like you're living a cozy life. Cozy? More like boring. But I guess if being comfortable counts as being happy. Oh well. What matters is I'm not living the life I want to right now. Sometimes I think that way too. You're in the right place then. This is where treasure hunters gather. You'll never find a place with more interesting experiences amongst its clientele. Of course, if you want to say bye-bye to a boring life, the only way is to become a treasure hunter. If only I had an inn of some kind. Maybe you could just start looking for some treasure? Huh? How's that going to work? No compass, no guide, no trusty weapon close at hand? If I set off like this, I'd be doing nothing more than going for a long walk. Before I leave, I need to be fully prepared. That's why I need to spend more time around experienced old hands, learning everything I can. Afraid I've never thought that way. Lucky you! You found the life you wanted at such a young age. Well, it is what it is. World's as wide as it gets, and some will always be dealt a better hand. Our drink recommendations? Well, for starters, I recommend you drink less. A waiter who tries to convince the customers not to spend. That's how you know to trust my recommendation. And I happen to have another one. Why don't you try some of our food and soft drinks? I swear you won't regret it. Do you have any reliable intel? Oh, you're that sort of customer. I'm afraid you're not going to get much from me. I mean, who goes around leaking important details to waiters? Now gossip, on the other hand. You see that young man over there with the brown hair? That's right, the treasure hunter. He's actually, dum-dum-dum, the son of Speranza's boss. Okay. Is that the sort of gossip you're after? Because I've got loads more where that came from. But gossip really is more of an after-dinner indulgence, if you catch my drift. Won't you get in trouble if your boss finds out? Quite the opposite. Drunk customers tend to give off a funky smell, not to mention they turn violent easily. The last thing we want is bar stools and beer bottles flying around the place. Good employees like me are always thinking ahead, so we can save the boss some trouble down the line. Wouldn't you agree? Hey there, you here for a drink? Or some fun? You're one of the staff here? At the flagship? Aw, of course not. Do I look like I'd fit in? Or is it because I said something Demyun would say? It's just my way of being friendly, though it seems you don't cotton to it too well. A little caution is wise, but in places like this, sometimes you have to lower your guard to get what you want. Or at least pretend to, am I right? Any recommendations? I'm sure you've tried the roulette special already, In a place like this, if anything's worth recommending, it'd be the drinks, of course. If you're tired and craving real food, swing by Speranza. Not that I'm biased just because it's run by our folks. No misunderstandings, eh? Our folks? Well, Katia raised me, you see. I'm sure you understand. I don't mean to hide it, but on the other hand, there's no need to go around shouting it from the rooftops. Interesting. You know what? It's giving me army recruiters. You want to sign up? Make sure your paperwork is all in order. They are army recruiters, that's true, yeah. Sign up for what exactly? For a job where you can complete our commissions. Think it's your speed? About recruitment requirements. We are simply hiring people who can complete commissions. If you get the work done, we'll see that you're paid. Simply complete the commission. How you achieve those ends is irrelevant. About payment guarantees. We do not have any mention of such in our relevant notices at present. However, everyone who completes their commissions will receive their pay in the end. As long as they return alive, of course. About the commissions themselves. I will sign a short-term contract with you on behalf of the Fatui, during which I shall be the sole representative in charge of our correspondences. The contractual obligations of both parties are only valid for the commission's duration. I can't speak. They will not affect any other business you may have outside the bounds of our contract. Hello! Please take a seat wherever you like. How's business been lately? Thanks to you, pretty good. We do get the occasional minor incident, but it's better for things to be lively around here, rather than stale, right? Besides, even handling trouble can be fun all on its own. You seem to be in a good mood. Thanks. I'm sure that's why my boss sent me here. A duty to fit the man is what they say. Any interesting news lately? Ever since the Fatui set up their experimental design bureau on Paha Isle, the atmosphere around the place has changed a lot. Some say it's because they're battling the wild hunt, but who knows for certain. Some dislike the way they throw their weight around, but others are eager to get their mitts on their new technology. But the Frost Moon Scion's view of them has remained constant. Thinking back on what the Fatui have done to those statues, it's not hard to see why. If you ask me, they'll come to blows sooner rather than later. It's so noisy here. Back in my day, we'd... What was it like in your day? Back in my day, everything at the flagship was top-notch quality. Exquisite decor, wonderful food, enthusiastic staff. But look at it now! Look at the clientele! Oh, noisy, rowdy, loud. Flagship my foot. More like a beach skiff. Noisy, rowdy, and loud all mean the same thing. Are you saying Nasha Town is noisier than it used to be? Huh, if this is the crowd we're attracting nowadays, I'd rather Nasha Town went back to being a sleepy little market town. Where did this madhouse of shops spring up from anyway? Back in the day, the only thing the market sold was seafood fresh off the boat. No fancy seasoning required. Just whack it in some hot water and let the flavours stay with you all day. Oh, but those times are gone now. It's enough to make you want to cry. Maybe it's time to let the past go. Huh? You wouldn't be saying that if you knew what it was like. A night in this place with 1/10 the price it is now, and the service was 10 times better. Ah, forget it. What's the point in talking about all this with a whippersnapper like you? It's not like you were there to see it. I mean, I only just arrived today, so... Fresh honey! Tasty and tasteful sugar sculptures! 1 sugar sculpture, please. Here you go. Eat it quick once you open it, alright? Cute. About these sugar sculptures. When I first told him I wanted to make sugar sculptures, Grandad gave me a sound telling off. He said, don't play with your food. He said I'd get in trouble for wasting good ingredients. He's a stubborn old man, my Grandad. It should have been obvious that all I wanted to do was show everyone how delicious our family's honey is. Even if you're selling the same thing, people will always be drawn to the product that looks more appealing. Am I right? Ah, may the moonlight shine upon your path ahead. Are you here to seek the guidance of Lady Kutar too? There are Frost Moon Scions here as well. That's right. Lady Kutar's grace should be known to all. I will go without hesitation, spreading her blessings far and wide, be it to the deepest abyss or the highest peak. Even in a place like Nasha Town, I am sure there are still good people around. Like you, who have surely come to seek Lady Kutar's guidance, right? Where there are good people, you'll find bad ones too. That is true. Before coming to Nasha Town, I heard a lot of unsavory rumors, but that's not the case. You and Mr. Cantor over there are both wonderful people. Speaking of Mr. Cantor, every day he comes to hear tales of the Frost Moon Scions, and he even helps me with chores in the shop. Such devotion moves the heart. Is it really though? I'm sure it is. The pure moonlight will cleanse all. This too is Lady Kutar's will. Tell me a bit about Kutar. Lady Kutar is the deity we Frost Moon Scions revere. Whatever we pray for, she answers. Whatever we seek, she guides us to find. So is that Columbina then? Because she is the merciful new moon, the successor of Frost Moon, and a god deserving of our praise. You should try praying to her too. Should your soul be pure enough, I'm sure she will respond to your pleas. This place is absolutely buzzing. The fiery energy here could give the forges of the Temple of Pax a run for their money. You're a member of the Saurian Relics Association? That's right. Didn't expect to be recognized here. But, the Saurian Relics! Curses, I forgot to look into them at all. I came here because I heard that Nodkrai had ruins related to Saurian relics, but there's so much here that's new and novel, you know? No, the funds I've requested are for research purposes. I can't keep buying those funny little machines. Automatic distrust. I mean, there are people in the Saria Relics Association who are not, Kukulkan. What are you looking at? This fire-breathing behemoth, of course. Truly an incredible machine. It's quite different from our liquid phlogiston solitary furnace back home. How should I put this? It operates automatically, and its structures are so complex. It's built in a completely different style from what we have back home. Talk about an eye-opener, huh? Even though I'm standing all the way over here, I can still feel the heat rolling off that furnace in warm, fuzzy waves. Strange. It's so comfortable here, but nobody else likes it. It's not like I'm getting hurt or anything. Oh yeah, he likes the warmth and everyone else is like, don't like it. Oh, so you're warming yourself up by the fire. I'm investigating. That's right, I'm investigating here. Just need to warm up a bit from the cold, that's all. It's freezing. I mean, you do have an open shirt. A vacation. Yeah, right. This is clearly some sort of exile. Now, dear. This is just a temporary stop along the way. The actual vacation comes right after this, I promise. Liar. Before we came here, you said Nodkrai has islands, just like Petrichor. It'll be just like Petrichor. That was a lie as well. No? Why would I lie to you? Look, this is what the Teyvat travel guide has to say. Give us the other fucking chapters. I want Sumeru onwards. The Teyvat travel guide doesn't say anything about Nodkrai. Oh. You must have been reading Teyvat travel on a shoestring. Ugh. Mialiki and Vesnia went on a hot spring holiday to Natland for their vacation. They fed Kaholasaurs. This place? There's nothing here. You don't even love me. Please don't say that. Maybe this place isn't as pretty as Natland, and there aren't any cute little Saurians, hot springs, but as long as we're together, everything is a vacation, right? If everywhere is a vacation, then why not just vacation on Petrichor? Do you want to go to Petrichor? Alright, but we'll need to visit the Northland Bank first. Petrichor is good, Natlan is good. Literally everywhere that isn't here is good. Some of these people have no taste whatsoever. It's like they're actively trying to hurt my eyes. What are you talking about? The way people dress in Nashatown, of course. This place is an aesthetic wasteland. Look at those poor children. The way their outfits are made up. There's no rhyme or reason, and there's certainly no taste. It's no different from the town itself. Street chic has its own fashionable charm. You're not trying to tell me you consider this decadent streetwear fashionable, are you? True beauty needs to stand the test of time. The way I see it, the only streetwear worthy of a place in the shrines of beauty is Fontanian, elegant and refined. Why don't you look at something else? My eyes can't unsuffer what they've already seen. Do you know who the most fashionable crowd in Nashatown is? The Fatui! It's enough to make one weep. Having said that, your own outfit looks mighty fine. This blend of colours. It's like bathing in a spring breeze. Welcome, adventurer. Would you like me to check today's commissions for you? I feel at home already. Oh, are you in a hurry? Can I help you with anything? We're just super happy to see you, Catherine. You're the best. Thank you for your kind words. Although, if you were attempting humour, I'm afraid I did not understand it. Nevertheless, welcome to Nodkrai, a land full of opportunities. I'm sure you'll embark on grand adventures here and discover treasures beyond your wildest dreams. Good luck, adventurers. Happy adventuring, and Ad Astra Abyssosque. Hey there, Catherine. Great to see you here. I am Catherine, the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild. My job is to provide the adventurers with quests and intelligence support. Nodkrai is a land full of opportunities. We hope your adventures here will be filled with excitement and fun. Tell me a bit about Nodkrai. For adventurers, the vast lands of Snezhnaya should be a great place to show off their skills. However, there have been many factions marshalling their forces at the border as of late. Please be careful when travelling around the area. This land holds nothing but promise for adventurers from all walks of life. Wouldn't you agree? This child is a branch master? And you are... Hello, I'm Serene, the head of the Adventurers Guild's branch in Nasher Town. If you need any assistance, or even just want to hear about which local berries are the sweetest, just come look for me. Tell me a bit about Nodkrai. A land that holds countless ancient secrets is perfect for us adventurers. Isn't it wonderful? May your adventures be fruitful, just like those of everyone else who sets foot on this land. Do you have any special commissions? Special commissions? Those only come in on special days. Speaking of which, is it snowing outside? Snowing? Not right now. I see. In that case, the emissary who brings the commissions won't be coming today. Thank you for your patronage. If you're looking for special commissions, I suggest you come back another day. I better get me some alpacas. Once they've hauled everything over to Snezhnaya, I can make a little extra by selling their wool. Won't they get cold without their coats? You make a good point. If they grow such thick and fluffy coats even in sunny Natlan, they'll probably end up getting ill walking around Snezhnaya or Naturel. If the flu gets them while we're on the road, well, the losses would be too great to bear. Looking at it that way, maybe sumpter beasts would be the better option? It's a difficult choice to make. You could always try not shaving them. Huh, it's not a bad idea. And if I don't shave them, I can bury myself in a big fluffy alpaca bundle out on the road and save myself some money on a winter coat. That said, sumpter beasts can carry more goods than alpacas, so I'll make more money in the end to offset the price of a coat. Oh, it's so hard to choose. Ah, esteemed customer, I see a golden glow upon your brow. Fortune favors you these days. Coincidentally, I've got just the luck-boosting trinkets to keep that wealth rolling in. Come closer and take a look. What have you got exactly? Why, everything and anything, of course. Take a look at this Adeptus-crafted sigil of permission. It will surely guarantee you fair winds and calm roads as your travels take you through nodkrai. This is a callback to 1.0, when the Fatui were, handmade by child. Yeah, they were manufacturing the sigil of permission. And behold, this exquisite medallion carved from the finest Clearwater jade. It can enhance your spiritual energies, ward off calamity and evil spirits, and even drive away misfortune. Well, what to your tastes? How about this? Here I have some calligraphy personally written by Rex Lapis, and calligraphy is spelt wrong. Perhaps this will win you over. Are these real? How could they be anything but? Don't just look at what's written on them. Behold the brilliant colours, the glossy patinas. How could they be fake? That's not mud you can sling about lightly. Are you from Liyue? You have wonderful intuition, esteemed customer. I was indeed originally a merchant from Liyue, and I came to Snezhnaya to engage in tea trade. But the business, well, let's just say there were some hiccups, which is how I ended up here. But who knew this place would be so full of outstanding folks? Turns out they adore way more about Liyue's culture than just our tea, so I've settled down here. Now I offer the locals our hometown wisdom and wares. Wonder, even that guy with amnesia could find a job, and everyone says there's tons of work lately. So why is none of it coming to me? Work doesn't come to you, you go to work. And what do you know, huh? Just like those legendary adventurers always sweep up their heroes by happenstance, legendary work will surely do the same. You take those cruddy jobs, scrounging up the commissions yourself, sweating buckets, smiling to your face cracks. Only a spineless loser would sign up for that garbage. Curses, could that woman be sabotaging me? That woman? That woman, you know. That woman. I'm not going to say her name out loud. You never know if someone from the Curatorium of Secrets might be listening in. She claimed I had a bad reputation or something from my adventurer days. I mean, come on! I helped my client dig up 3 whole lost boxes of Mora. It was tiring, I nearly lost my life, and what, they still wanted me to kneel, smile, and hand over the loot with both hands? You smashed the box into his face. Yeah, right. Get a load of her, mouthing off like she was actually there. All I did was give it over a little forcefully. Curse it all. What rotten luck I have. Alright, don't stand in my way, or you might scare some potential clients away. Sounds like it's a you problem, no? Me? I sell my strength, and clients pay me in Mora. What problem is there in wanting a fair trade? Make the client feel special. Give them warm fuzzies for hiring you. Shut up, shut up, shut up! The people who spout this drivel are the real scourge of the bounty hunting industry. Alright. Look, if you don't have any work to offer, just don't bother me. Maybe my next big break's already walking down the street as we speak. Commissions that find you tend to be the dangerous ones. So what? Nobody ever made a pretty penny without getting their fingers dirty. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Besides, clients who post those kinds of requests would never demand you smile the whole blasted time or whine, "Hey, what's with the attitude?" They only care about professional results. A lucrative job like that could keep me fed for months, which makes the recent drought even more depressing. Where are all the good jobs? You, do you have any commissions for me? If not, get lost. This research looks promising indeed, but I could really do with someone to help me out. Who are you? Huh? Me? I'm Leopa, an engineer with the Fontaine Research Institute. I'm using these robots to collect data on fluid impact forces. Her hair's cute. This is quite the departure from my previous sphere of research. A few years ago, I was conducting research into cosmetic devices with my colleague Lillian. However, how should I put this? After seeing the prototype she put together, I was suddenly inspired to look into impact-focused battle mechs. A researcher's path is seldom straight or simple. What's with this treasure chest over here? A little reward for anyone willing to assist with my research. And it can be yours, as long as you don't mind helping with 4 different data collection scenarios. Let me help. Alright, you just need to hit these bots in a short time. And don't worry, they'll be collecting fluid impact force data for me while you're at it. As to how they'll be arrayed, I'll leave that up to you. You tell her of the pigeons at the Mondstadt City gate? Pigeons, huh? Well, I can't claim to know what quarrel you have with them, but let me give it a try. Oh, too bad it didn't work out this time. Oh, I see.
Mind the wind. Come here, you little rascal.
Impressive skills. Looks like the data collection went off without a hitch. Thanks a bunch. Stable formation. That's fine. Let's do that.
Everyone says there's tons of work lately. Why is none of it coming to me?
Leave this place.
Wait, combat is part of the Mooncharter exams too? Seriously? Oh, she reacted differently because it was Lauma. A glorious formation. Ooh, now that sounds great. Let's do just that.
You poor lost lamb.
Nice. An array of hope. Sure, let's go with that.
Forest, protect us.
Yay. Now this is art. If only I could show those old geezers back at the auction house. I think it's wonderful too. Indeed, the composition is rough, yet somehow exquisite. The form chaotic, but strangely ordered. Aino has managed to redefine the entire meaning of scrap using a language purely her own. If only the world were left in the hands of people like us. More's the pity. It's always the uncultured Philistines who rise to the top. I'm not sure I'd want the responsibility. I completely understand. Simply explaining beauty to those tasteless yahoos is exhausting, let alone doing anything else. If those trend-chasing sheeple, I hate to hear, were actually to hitch themselves to the bandwagon of Aino's brilliance. Ugh, I shudder to think. True art is best left to people like us to enjoy in peace. Femcave, so true. Perhaps it's a little too avant-garde? I see. I guess Aino's work is not designed to please the masses, just as I have no desire to please some passing stranger. Goodbye. No. If you replace the head with a machine, then it's no longer human. It's still got a human body, but if you replace everything from the neck down, like you say, then it's definitely not a human. If you replace the head with a machine, it'll make a buzz sound when it speaks, and a clank sound when it walks. Does that sound like a human to you? But if you replace everything below the head with a machine, it'll still make a clank sound when it walks. That's an entirely different type of clank sound. Besides, if you only replace the body, then it can still talk like a human. The voice isn't important. What's important is that it still says what it's supposed to. Ho ho, you've got no comeback for that, do you? Cupboard, chair, all fixed. I still need to go into town and pick up some materials. First, though, I need to collect some wood. After all these repairs, there's basically nothing left. Come, children, it's time to offer up your prayers to the moon goddess. Hello there, you are... I am a servant to the frost moon and bearer of the high priestess's mantle beneath the silver gaze. In this sublunary sphere, I am known as Saraka, sister to the previous moon chanter. If you too wish to pray before Lady Kutar, you are always welcome to join us. Pray? Indeed, traveller. We are praying to the benevolent Lady Kutar. She has given us the knowledge and power to survive in this dark land. Everything we have is born of her generosity. The children must learn that no matter what hardships we face, Lady Kutar always listens to our hymns. So long as our hearts are devout, she will answer our prayers. Alright, this fruit should be enough to keep that little puffin fed. Let's head home, Ina. I said we shouldn't have picked so much. There's no way one little puffin can eat all this. In that case, how about we help it out? Look, with that injury, it probably doesn't have much appetite. But with us here, maybe we can encourage it to eat a little more. We might speed up its recovery. When did you become an expert on looking after animals? Then again, I guess you're right. While Granny Saraka's busy, it's up to us to look after it. Mr. Ban, I'm afraid the price of these goods is still a little high. Mr. Chrono, this is the fairest price you'll find in all of Nashatown. I mean, we're not in Nashatown. I do hope you're not mistaking me for one of those unscrupulous crooks. My apologies. It's not that I don't trust you, Mr. Ban. It's simply that it always pays to be careful when it comes to prices. After all, there are those who see us as easy targets. A few months ago, a lady named Hidimbi scammed Ruth for hundreds of thousands of mora. She was from Nashatown too. The flesh and blood of the Lord of Stone is afforded no great value by my priestly sisters, but still, I cannot accept this price, not unless you can offer me a more practical discount. Alright, fine, seeing as how you're a regular customer, but next time there'll be no more such discounts. Any cheaper and I'll be losing money. Loodalay, hip hip hooray, I'm officially in love with the great outdoors. What a great place this is. Just look at this place. Nothing but rocks and animals, not a bearing in sight. If I'd known it would have been like this, I'd have invited my suppliers along too. Never mind, whatever. I'll just keep reading this scripture. Quiet days like this, guess they're not so bad either, huh? What are you doing? Huh? Oh, hello. I'm not doing anything really, just sitting here, thinking about things. For example, the Acolyte exams are coming up and I've hardly prepared. It's not easy to memorize every prayer that every Moonchanter has ever recorded. However, even if I don't pass, I can keep on being a regular follower, and everything will stay as peaceful and quiet as it is now. It doesn't sound all that bad, really. In fact, it sounds pretty great. About the exams. Well, regular followers like me need to pass exams for hymns and blessings before we can become an acolyte. Then, if I could show myself as devout and reliable as Ernruth or Vernadska, I might one day rise to the rank of priestess. But that would require me to take on greater responsibilities, so I'm better off staying as I am now, I think. This book goes here, and then this one. Where does this one go? This one's pretty boring. How about I put it way down here? Ah, now this one. This one's much more interesting. Yes, let's make sure we put it within easy reach. Children shouldn't be exposed to such nonsensical stories. Nonsensical stories? You know what I mean. Love and romance, fighting and death, especially those tall tales about the thief Reed Miller. It just leads them astray. Luckily, my Kasha is a clever child. She'd never read any of that brain-rotting nonsense. But if other children were to read it, who knows how much damage it could do. Little do you know. About Reed Miller. He's just a troublemaking thief from hundreds of years ago. I have no idea why anyone would write stories about someone like that. Stealing from the governor's palace, falling in love with the Fey governor's adopted daughter, and even some utter claptrap about some holy lady of the Frostmoon Scions falling madly in love with him. You seem familiar. Familiar? How could I possibly be familiar with such an absurd thing? Oh, mysterious maiden, even the greatest treasures of the Frostmoon Scions pale in comparison to your beauty and warmth. Now be so kind as to return every last coin of that ill-gotten wealth. Obviously, I've never even had such ridiculous things said to me. In any case, my dear Kasha can't be exposed to such frivolities. Children should focus on developing developing their virtues until they become as pure as the moonlight. Greetings, traveller from afar. We, the Frostmoon Scions, bid you welcome. May the light of the moon goddess guide you on your way. Who are you? I am Zenithia, humble acolyte and servant to the Frostmoon. My duty is to guide visiting travellers and share with them the grace of Lady Kutar. If you wish to visit the Lady Moonchanter, please talk to Ernruth. If you're here to discuss business, then you should have a word with Uncle Crodo. If you'd simply like to pray, Vanatska should be around here somewhere. And of course, if you need any assistance, or if you're looking for somewhere to rest your weary feet, don't hesitate to let me know. Tell me a bit about yourselves. We are the loyal servants of Lady Kutar. Lady Kutar is the guardian of guidance and warmth, the sole light amid the darkness, and she is most generous in answering our prayers. In this dark and desolate land, only moonlight can bring peace and tranquility. How many times have I told you? Use your head, kid. Look more, leap less. Will you ever learn? But I was just trying to do my duty as a lightkeeper. That helpless old lady. The agents weren't... Agents? No. The agents weren't going to let her go. Helpless? That was Hiljetta, the Black Barrel Hag. More poor souls have suffered under her cruel hand than the number of wild hunt monsters you've seen in your lifetime. If I hadn't pulled you away just now, you'd have ended up as a human shield, and I'd be left trying to think up a way to get you back from the Fatui. It was the same thing last time. You saw some little girl shedding some crocodile tears, and you almost gave away an entire week's worth of supplies. I don't understand. Is everyone in the city constantly plotting some scheme? Forget about it. Look, when we get there, you just listen and learn, okay? Watch how I deal with those crooks. Yet you answered, messenger, even without understanding their history. You took the parcel they handed you and returned here, reeking of bear? Is that meant to be beer? Oh, what bear? It's just some platinum jewelry that I brought from Snezhnograd to Nasha Town. It's addressed to Miss Golitsina, as usual, yes, but it's not like it's some dangerous contraband. Perhaps this time, but you know, messenger, you will know. Whatever comes, whatever's carried, it'll have been in your package, in your hands. So much destruction has been written in the earth here. It runs red with blood of bears and does. It'll bleed more before the sun sets on nodkrai, till all red is buried by the black. Golitsina does not matter. The package sent from the north to Nasha Town is more than just jewelry. Who are you? Who are you who do not know your deliveries? One day, sooner or later, you will come to know. What in the... Look, I have no idea what you're saying, but you're totally right, okay? If you're done flapping your lips, it's finally time for us to get to work. We still have a whole pile of packages to deliver, by today. This place is full of new and interesting gadgets. Phew, I'm glad I came here. And you are? Oh, hello. I'm Jeanette, an engineer from the Fontaine Research Institute. I heard that there's a new type of mechanical energy source being developed here, known as Kuvaki. Not exactly being developed, it's been there for hundreds of years. So I came to see what it's all about. Has Fontaine taken an interest in using Kuvaki? Great question. Let me respond with one of my own. Do you know the greatest difference between the applications of Arki and Kuvaki? No idea. Of course, the development of Kuvaki doesn't involve some senior technician lurking behind the scenes, hiding behind their long titles and barking orders from on high. Are you here on your own? Oh, I'm here with another researcher, Veltz. He's such a stick in the mud, though. I don't know where he ran off to, but he bolted as soon as we got off the boat. arms full of research equipment. He doesn't understand. Even if we do bring back our reports, nobody's going to give us more to fund our research. The secret to life? It's buying houses, obviously. Landlord. Everything else is just an afterthought. That's quite an extreme statement. Huh? You think so? You mean to say you don't want a life like mine, where you don't have to work and can run off to Fontaine or Sumeru every few days? When you put it like that... See, now you're listening. Trust me, everything else is a waste of time. Once you've got houses, you've got everything you need. I can tell just by looking at you that you're here in Nasha Town to make something of yourself. Take my advice, save up some money, and buy a house right here. The prices have a long way to rise. If you put your money into anything else, just be careful you don't get rinsed for everything you own. That's what's happened to most of those folks down at the square. No way. You're a stubborn one. Listen good. I started buying houses back in Nasha Town back when Nasha Town was still just a little fishing village. Back then, I was ahead of the curve. Most of the people with my sort of income spent their money on boats. The thing with boats is, they only lose value. But the houses I got back then must have jumped in price tenfold or more. If they could see how I'm living now, I bet a lot of them would blow their boats to smithereens. That's the life I'm living. Oh ho, I'd never have guessed. Well, in that case, good for you. I bet you've got houses elsewhere, don't you? That explains your confidence. Meow. Perhaps Lauma can understand what Ashru's saying. Meow. Bring you back here to ask for help. Just write whatever it is on this piece of paper right here. I can't help you. My claws are too sharp. I'd tear the paper to shreds. Excuse meow? Are we supposed to check in here? Meow. Actually, I have a commission. Meow. If you don't mind. Meow. Thinking a cat might help was maybe expecting a bit much. Meow. Captain of the Never Fade Away. Hang in there, old sport. We'll get you some fresh oil once we get to the harbour. This boat looks pretty old. That's right, the Never Fade Away has been with me half a lifetime. We were going to retire together last year, but, well, even at this age, there's no rest for us. You see, my daughter's getting married. In order to give her a proper ceremony, I have no choice but to take these creaking legs and put the old girl out to sea. The sea around here is dangerous. I know that, but I also know my old partner's got what it takes to pull through. A cooling system might be on the brink, but we're a nodkrai. It's not exactly Natlan out here. It's all my fault. I never knuckled down when I was younger. Now I'm old. I'm realizing that time waits for no man. No matter what, I'm determined to give my daughter a proper start. Do you need some help? I can ask around. Thanks for the offer, but please don't ask. These are for Tui waters, and their supplies cost a fortune. Just a can of engine oil sells for several times the going rate. I can't afford to fix her up around here. I'm on this run to make some money after all. A dozen more trips, and I should be able to give my daughter a wedding to be proud of. For the sake of keeping costs down, I've got no choice but to make life hard for my old mate. Thanks, kind youngster, but there's no need to worry. Me and the Never Fade Away are old partners in crime. I have no doubt she'll pull through. These devices. I don't know what they're called, but they're so cool. I love his little, nose blush. Kuvaki truly is a miracle. Oh, so these devices are all lifted up by the power of the moon? Do you think in the future boats will be lifted up by the moon too? Then we won't need to sail them. That's so neat. No wonder it's called Coolvaki. I think it's pronounced Kuvaki. Really? Are you sure? You look like you know a thing or two, so I guess I'll take your word for it. Someone like you, I bet you have an interesting job. Not like me. All I'm cut out for is a life on the seas. But I don't want to waste my whole life away sailing the oceans. The upside is merchant ships like ours get to see a lot of places. I'm sure to find an interesting job one day as well. It might be cool, but it still comes from the Fatui. You're right. No wonder the captain was yelling at us to hurry up. As soon as we're ready, we can get out of here. It can't be easy being a Fatus these days. It's not enough to know how to fight. You've got to learn to operate all this advanced stuff too. Do you think they give training to newcomers? Sounds like you want to join the Fatui. I wouldn't go that far. I hear their casualty rate is through the roof, and I'm not all that keen to risk my neck. I just think everything here is pretty interesting. After all, does anyone really want to be a sailor for the rest of their lives? And again, being a sailor has its perks. You never know what sort of interesting people or things you're going to find at your next port of call. Do you know what the Fatui is shipping? Shh! Don't let the captain overhear you! He keeps drumming into us the importance of keeping stum when it comes to customers' affairs. To tell you the truth, I'd like to know myself. Those boxes, they're packed in tighter than fish in a trawler's hold. There's no way anyone's seeing into them. A malfunction? I guess the patrols will have to be done manually for the time being. Who are you? What are you doing here? A cargo crew's supposed to be down by the port. Oh, we get to fight him. I am your harbinger, Marionette. Eh? Oh, wait, is that what we're going with? I'll give you points for boldness, but if you think such a blatant lie will work, you clearly underestimate us Fatui. Oh. That's funny.
Busted. Quietly now. You poor lost lamb.
No, I guess we do have to like properly fight.
Things are about to get dicey.
The Solbies.
Let's go.
Oh, this one didn't wake up? I heard they carried someone out there a few days ago. Poor guy, getting posted that close to a Kuvaki device really is asking for trouble. You look kind of unfamiliar. You're new around here, aren't you? Yes. I'm saying this for your own good. Don't go poking around the design bureau, especially not the second floor. Too much Kuvaki exposure can cause anything from headaches to full-on nausea. Don't say I didn't warn you. Really? Of course. Everyone who works in there gets an extra serving of apple cider. Think about it. If it weren't bad for your health, why would they bribe people with something that good? Besides, I saw it with my own eyes in the Frostmoon Scions territory. Their priestesses grew horns on their heads. You seriously think that's normal? I see. Thanks for the warning. That's awful. Will we turn into monsters too? They always send the newbies in to do the risky stuff. Just be careful and don't stay in there too long, alright? You better keep running, friend. This place is very dangerous. If the Wild Hunt shows up, I can't guarantee I'll be able to protect you. How do you know that the Wild Hunt will appear? As a Lightkeeper, dealing with the Hunt is my sworn duty. See that Tide Seal Stone? To ensure that the Hunt is completely and utterly eradicated, I'll have to stand here for 3 days and nights. Tide Seal Stone? These stones are sealed, placed by us Lightkeepers, to dispel the permeation of the Wild Hunt. Although I'm not sure how it works, such diffusion will, if left unchecked, tend to draw the Hunt back to the same location. That's why we usually place down these stones in areas where the Wild Hunt has been pushed back. If the Hunt returns, the stones can also protect us in battle. I ain't scared of no Wild Hunt. I'm not sure where you get your confidence, but the Hunt is not an enemy to be taken lightly. Let me give you a word of advice. When you come across places with these Tide Seal stones, you best tread carefully. The night sky has been devoured by deathly silence. We need blood and bone for fuel, and so proclaim. The long night flows deep and dark. With these lanterns we wield, no spectre shall stir from their sleep. By the lunar spirits, this pact is sealed. What do you do here? Me? I'm a hermit. I live here. About your headgear? This, I have to wear it. Blocks out the noise. It's not covering your ears, mate. What the fuck? It's not safe around these parts. You should get some insurance. Better safe than sorry, eh? Who are you? I'm the proprietor of this here rest stop. The only safe place for miles around. Whether you're after a break from the road or looking to replenish your supplies, you do well not to pass us by. Oh, and we sell insurance. This is a cursed place. There was the shipwreck a few years ago, and more recently, merchants have been getting attacked. Then there's that nothing passage. A little while back, I spotted a whole bunch of northerners. Fatui they was. They dragged all sorts of heavy equipment inside. And then what? Who knows? Not one of them's come out. Anyway, it's extremely dangerous. Even an adventurer like you should be wary. Insurance? It works like this. You give me a bunch of mora for a policy, and then if, or when, the unthinkable happens, within the confines of this here specified region, naturally, I'll pay out 10 times the mora to your designated beneficiary. How about it? I don't think I'll need it. Young people always think it won't happen to them.
Warning, intruder detected. Scanning identity. Intruder has been registered as a companion on the Krai Friendship Guide. Warning module deactivated. Duster mode preparation complete. Workshop's trove preparation complete. Companion, do you wish to open it?
What is the Krai Friendship Guide?
It's a database where my master records the people she trusts. Companions who are recorded in the database have free access to certain parts of the workshop. If a companion holds my master's key, they gain permission to open the workshop's trove.
What is the workshop's trove?
Companion has chosen to open the workshop's trove. Key match error. Opening failed.
Oh, about you.
I am a multi-purpose armed robot for domestic application. I was created by Master Aino under the codename Knuckle. I combine security, surveillance, storage, dusting, cleaning, and Krai baking functionalities, among others. However, after the multifunctional robot for domestic application was created, many of my functions have become obsolete.
Multifunctional robot for domestic application? Sinefa.
A multifunctional robot for domestic application, codename Inefa, a word deficient in intuitive meaning. Compared to the simple and imposing Knuckle, Inefa is more complex, hard to pronounce, confusing, and lacks emphasis. It is a name that is incapable of impressing one's opponents. It is clear then that in a contest of codenames, there can only be one winner. Me.
About additional Krai bolts.
I have retrieved the following information about additional Krai bolts. 1. Krai bolts are the master's tokens. She will give them to those she trusts. 2. There may be Krai bolts that the master has lost near her residence and workplace. 3. It is possible that the master will reward you with tokens if you help her collect trash. In addition to the information already provided, based on analysis of the trade lines in Nasha Town, it is possible that some tokens have found their way to the vicinity of the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau.
And it looks like she has something to say.
I bought the Lackaberry Krai recipe you need. I do not require this recipe, multifunctional robot for domestic application. My production date precedes yours, and my codename is Superior. I do not require your assistance. I will find a recipe for Lackaberry Krai that suits our master's needs myself.
Upgrade complete. My cuteness is now increased. Inefa at your service.
Fruits from every corner of Teyvat, including rare Northland varieties you won't find anywhere else. Come try some. These are nothing but the freshest of ingredients, imported from every corner of Teyvat. Take this plump Zaytun peach, for example, and this Natlanese Kenepa berry. You won't find these anywhere else in Nodkrai. Well, feeling hungry just looking at this vibrant spread? Are you from Liyue? That is correct. As the saying goes, no market too far, no business too small. And since there's a market here, of course I'd like a slice of the pie. Besides, traveling around and getting to know the local customs of different places is always helpful for doing business. How did you import these ingredients over? Wow, a bit brazen to just ask me about my trade secrets, don't you think? I'm just kidding. It all comes down to trustworthy caravans and special preservation methods. But as for the nitty-gritty, well, those would be my trade secrets to keep. Anyways, it's worth the effort to let the people here taste food from overseas, or even from their hometowns, isn't it? Do you have any special fruit? Special fruit? Take a look peek at this Zaytun peach, and a gander at this Kenepa berry. Here in Nodkrai, these are pretty darn special. If you're looking for something from Liyue, I can help you order it in, but you'll be waiting on the caravans to bring it over. That sounds like a bit of a pain. No worries, swivel your eyes over this way. These Zaytun peaches are as fresh as if they just fell from the tree. Here, try one for yourself. If the children come today as well, I suppose I'll give them these here toys. And these here are... Oh, hello there. These are some abandoned machines that my daughter Alida picked up. She likes to do that, bringing back all kinds of odds and ends from her outdoor play sessions. Some of them even move with a "we fix 'em up." Since the kids nearby are fond of them, I don't see the harm in giving them out. Alita's friends are especially big fans. Are you a craftsman of a sort, then? I don't suppose I count. Just a barely competent grease monkey, that's all. Before coming here, I worked in the Fontaine Research Institute, and so I've rented this shop with Miss Cairo. I just help people fix some simple mechanisms and enjoy the company of my daughter. We get by. If the problem's too complicated, or if some core parts are busted up, then our clients will have to find help somewhere else. Do you have any special mechanisms? Special mechanisms? That's a good one. Does it look like I'm in the business of making fancy contraptions? Sure, I might have once have worked at the Fontaine Research Institute, but that was a lifetime ago. Now it's all I can do to mend these little trinkets and make a few toys for the children. Have you visited the Institute, by the by? The Fonta they make is the bomb, but it always seems to sell out right after lunchtime. Fonta? It's usually on sale around the clock. Yes, my memory must be playing up. How could Fonta ever sell out? Anyway, if there's nothing else, I've got some toys to make. Feel free to take a look around. Why do I feel like he was in the Fortress of Barapede? Better to let the young people do what they want to, hmm? The young people? Just talking to myself here. It's about my daughter, Liuka. She tinkers with her little Kuvaki gadgets, day in and day out. She even borrowed my workshop for it. I can't understand how those things work at all, but seeing as how she's so invested in them, as her old man, all I can do is leave her to it. I checked absolutely everything. Turns out I was right all along. What were you checking? The nodkrai power rankings, of course. Ever since the Vitui Harbingers descended on nodkrai, this has been the most talked about topic at school. When I take my findings back to Snezhnograd, I'm going to be the most popular kid on the block. Congratulations. I'm sure you're excited to find out who's at the top of the nodkrai power rankings. Why don't you ever guess? It's me. It has to be me. And who are you exactly? Alright, you win. As soon as you've made your name in nodkrai, I'll add you to my power rankings. Surely it's the second of the Vitui Harbingers. No. Second of the Vitui Harbingers. Sounds powerful, sure. But what has the Doctor ever actually accomplished? You can't tell me a single thing, can you? That's because he's all bluster and no muster. Surely it's not the boss of the Curatorium of Secrets. You're right, it's not. The treasure hunters around here might all be terrified of her, but when all's said and done, the Curatorium is still just an intelligence agency. My guess is that if you stripped away her leverage and information, she'd just be a frail and helpless woman. I don't consider that real power. What the fuck, bro? Still, my ability to adapt to Kuvaki has improved. I guess that's the silver lining. There was a cloud then, I presume? Oh, yes. Actually, some time ago, I ran into some accident. Well, so they say, because I've forgotten everything that happened. Some friends filled me in. We were in the Barrowmoss Barrens. They said I disappeared in the blink of an eye, and they could have dug up the entire area and not found where I went. Many days later, they found me, exactly where I'd vanished, but I couldn't remember anything. Not who I was, or what happened to me, even before the accident. Do any of your friends have it out for you by any chance? You're saying someone planned it? I don't think so. I'm not someone worth robbing. And I don't know why, but I feel like my Kuvaki adaptability has improved by leaps and bounds. If things continue to go on the upswing, I might even be able to find more work. That's the best kind of ending I can hope for. You mentioned Kuvaki. You seem to have great adaptability for it. I envy that. My friends say I used to be hypersensitive to Kuvaki. Nosebleeds for days. But now I don't get them as much. I'm not really sure how the accident was related to this, but that's all there is to it. Hey there, want some pastries? Our shredded carrot stuffed ones are the most popular, and our meat stuffed ones are great too. Wow, are they that popular? Don't just take my word for it. Just ask any of the kids around here. They can't keep our pastries, or praise for them, out of their mouths. But the treasure hunters are the ones who buy the most. I mean, you can tell why, right? They're nice and big, fill your belly, and don't put a scratch in your Mora pouch. Just buy a bag of them and pop 2 in your mouth when you're feeling peckish. All in all, those who don't have the time to sit down for a full meal at Speranza come straight to us. And if you have time to go to Speranza, well, if you've got a moment and the appetite, Speranza's meals are great. I ain't ashamed to admit my pastries can't measure up to a full dinner from that restaurant. I mean, if I wasn't running the stall, when I had some time to kill, I'd head over there too. Robots really are a wonderful invention. They make the best leisure companions anyone could ask for. What do you mean? Well, they're a real help when I'm working, but where they truly shine is when it comes to providing emotional value. Working with robots helps reduce the stress of working, but playing games with them is even better. The publishing industry makes no money. I'd best seek out some new investment ventures. What investments? 2,000 Mora for a single investment coupon. These coupons can be used to claim returns each time an investment tenure concludes. Losses and gains are both to be expected when it comes to investment, of course, but I've made quite a tidy sum from this portfolio. How about it? Want to join in? I'd like to tabulate my investment returns. No problem. Let's see what hope brings you this day. Wait, you're just pulling my leg, aren't you? You haven't bought any investment coupons. It's not too late to make your purchase now. 2,000 Mora per coupon, with each investment tenure maturing weekly. Worth a try at least, wouldn't you say? Oh, what happened to your publishing business? Such meager profits. How am I supposed to pay off my debts? And that's not counting the losses from my investments in Sumeru, or the equipment costs I incurred in Fontaine. Ugh. And that's saying nothing of how cunning people here are. They'll read a few pages today, leave, come back tomorrow, read another few, and in no time at all, they'll read the whole book for free. Of course, that only happens when I'm not watching. And others complain that the Nasha Express is full of ads. Yeah, cool, but does it look like I can change that? Alright, pass me this coupon. Come back next week. Here are your returns for this period. Keep it close now. Papers! Get your fresh newspapers here, sirs and ma'ams. What ho? What news today, young man? Well, a treasure hunter pretended to be a Fatui officer and put out an arrest warrant for himself in the flagship. But the Fatui discovered the fake, and now they've issued a real one for him instead. I need to take a look first. Please wait a moment. Have I read this one before? I can't remember. What are you reading? Books, I guess? I can't really read the hard ones, so I'm just picking up the entertaining novels with fun stories. But I think I've read nearly all the new arrivals, so now I'm thinking of adding old ones to my backlog. Do you have any recommended reads? Recommended? Sorry. I don't really know what's good or bad, or what all the plots are about, really. I'm just here to kill some time and flip some pages. But if I have to pick one, I'd go with The Legends of Reed Miller, Thief Extraordinaire. The shopkeep says it's the resident bestseller. Since it's popular, it's probably not the worst one, which means it's still worth a read. This lift was inspired by the one in Maritime Harbour. Tell me a bit about this lift. Have you ever been to Fontaine? Both Maritime and Luminous Harbours have a grand lift that's capable of transporting even the heaviest ships. Those lifts are miracles of engineering. Bigger, better cousins than this little fella here, both in terms of size and precision engineering. That said, to have built something like this in Nasha Town of all places, I don't feel too guilty blowing my own trumpet. After all, not everyone has the talent of the great Monsieur Guillotine. Just this little facsimile took all the knowledge and savings I had to construct. Not that I'm complaining, it's worth every Mora. Guillotine? Don't tell me you haven't heard of Alain Guillotine. He was a great engineer who lived a few centuries ago. He was the one who set up the Fontaine Research Institute. Those lifts I told you about were all built to his designs. It's a shame he never had any children or close friends. Apparently, he had a bunch of important discoveries that were stolen after his death. What sort of a person steals research papers? I wonder if it was Sandrone. Hey, friend! Pal! Buddy! Listen to this inside scoop. Snezhnaya is about to go all in on Kuvaki. Get your shares here and invest in a future that belongs only to you. Shares? The full name's the Kuvaki Concept Investment Certificates, the hottest product in the speculative market right now. Just fork over 500,000 mora and they can be yours. Get in now and you can ride the blue ocean wave of profits. Don't hesitate. This is the closest you'll ever be to the wealthiest retirement you can imagine. You don't exactly strike me as someone who's made bank. This is but a simple periodic adjustment. The market's whims are as the tides, or so they say. But it's exactly at times like these that an overabundance of caution is not the play. Trust me, you'll make your millions back in stocks, just like me. As long as we can get 10 more strategic investors like yourself, we'll be back in the game in no time. Where in the world am I going to get this much mora? There's no way I can scrounge up what's needed in this life or the next. What's wrong? Please don't laugh. Here, look at this debt collection form. I don't ever remember borrowing so much. Someone must have used my identity to do it, and I don't know who it is. And the deadline is right around the corner. There's no way I can pay it back. First this awful debt, and now there's an agent lurking outside my house. How could things possibly get any worse? Maybe you should ask them about it. Yeah, I could do that. But if they just start demanding that I pay up... Sounds like there've been some crossed wires here. No way. I mean, look at that agent over there. He's been staring for ages now. Hello, do you require a loan for your business? Would you like to try our new Happy Home loan? We're offering 0 interest for the first 3 installments. What's the catch? We can discuss further if you'd like. We offer packages tailored for different needs, and you're free to take your pick of the lot. Just provide your name, address, guarantor, and your detailed travel log for the past 3 months. The more detailed, the better. Don't think too much about it. All this is so we can offer you a more professional payment plan. The people here don't seem to be the type to pay up, honestly. I thought the same way at first, but in reality, our rate of reimbursement is higher than even Fontaine's branches. Maybe it's because I tell our clients that the Northland Bank will provide suitable jobs to those who can't pay off their debts, to help them return to their normal lives as soon as possible. Maybe it's magic. After hearing that spiel, the at-risk clients always end up settling their debts in just a few days. Ugh, just my luck. Collecting debts in nodkrai is so darn troublesome. What's wrong? Gah, you have no idea, mate. The water here is deep as all sin, and while the waves are calm on the surface, the depths are full of hungry undercurrents. The last time I went out to collect debts, the biggest gang in the Fleuve Cendre nearly had my head for it. The time before that, it took me until the end of my mission to realize the person I was chasing was being shielded by my own ruddy boss. I mean, just look at me. Why would they send a young rookie with no connections to a troublesome dirt hole like nodkrai? If something goes wrong, my salary might not even be able to cover my medical bills. Ugh, I just want to go back to Mora Pisok and raise some deer in peace. Not like animals can just suddenly turn into a Fatui Harbinger, give me the tongue lashing of my life. Well, so I hope. Hold on a second. What was the verdict again? I feel like I settled on... Who are you? An avid fisherwoman, that's all. Maybe a fanatic. Depends on how you define these things. What verdict? Nothing. It's just that fishing can get a little boring, so I tend to spend my time thinking about more fascinating matters. You know, important philosophical questions, like which fish is happier, one that lives in a pond or one that lives in the sea? What do you think? Ponds are small but safe, whereas the sea is vast but full of danger. I think you'd have to ask the fish. Good point. It's just a pity I can't speak fish. Otherwise, I could conduct a survey. I think it depends on which fish you ask. I hadn't thought of that. Maybe neither fish is happy? Hi there. May all praise the Moon Maiden. Are you an adherent of the Frost Moon Scions? Well, since Miss Lilicki is one of the Scions, I suppose I can be considered one of their adherents. So, yeah, that's right. I'm a follower of the Frost Moon Scions. Something doesn't add up here. What are you talking about? Everything adds up perfectly. I recall reading a book somewhere about ancient lunar deities. Apparently, the 3 moon goddesses were all once ravishing young maidens. The goddesses must have taken on such gentle and affable human appearances out of consideration for mere mortals like me, right?
Oh my god, not everything is about you.
So obviously, since the goddesses have blessed Miss Liliki with a similarly gentle and lovely appearance, isn't being devoted to her not tantamount to showing them devotion as well? Still doesn't add up. Well, everyone has their own ways of expressing their faith. Please understand. Hey, fair enough. Ain't that the truth? Miss Liliki once told me that there's more than one way to court divinity, you know. Would Ino be interested?
Hiya, boss. 1 sugar sculpture, please.
Oh, Miss Ino, it's been a while.
Rolled into town to help fix some stuff. Thought I'd pop by and snag some candy. Also, Inefa isn't around, so make me a few extras, would ya? And make 'em extra sweet.
Well, sure. But you gotta brush your teeth once you're done eating, alright?
Yeah, I know. I always brush my teeth after eating candy. My teeth are super-duper great.
Hold on a moment then. Getting home from here takes forever. It's always such a hassle. Half my workday, every day, is my commute. That's rough. Sure is. Doesn't even pay that well. And I've got to leave before the sun comes up and get home long after it sets. Whether I leave my house or go back into it, my kid's fast asleep. Maybe in a few years, I'll find that I've raised a child who doesn't remember my face at all. Back in the day, Yeah, that wasn't a good way to make a living either. Used to think that life was all about having a thrill. Easy to think that until a comrade dies before your eyes. Never mind. The past should stay in the past. Nowadays, all I want to do is live with my family in peace.
Ah, my beak won't move at all. Oh, ow, ow.
Your beak's being injured. Give me a moment. I'll take care of it. Fortunately, it was just the tip.
Just the tip.
What did you peck at, exactly?
Over there, among the soft flowers. There's some tough, pretty ones, too. I wanted to pick one and bring it home.
At the Vesnici Proleka greenhouse, you mean? I believe that a portion of the flowers they sell are made of metal. I see. No wonder. All right, child. Don't just peck at anything you see. I'll purchase one for you. How does that sound?
Thanks. The flower, so pretty. I'll bring it home, and home will be pretty too.
She's so pretty. Could you kindly get me a metal flower? You're the Lady Moonchanter. Are you also fond of these flowers I make? A friend of mine is most fond, yes. Lama tells Richeza about what happened. I see. Never thought my work would catch the eye of a little bird. Well, take one on the house. Consider it a gift from me to that wee birdie. This one's particularly small, so it should be a cinch to carry around. On behalf of that child, thank you for your generosity, which I gladly accept.
Everything here is good enough for me.
Here you go. Is it heavy? Will you need help bringing it back?
I can move it. Pretty flower, thank you. I'm off.
Slow down and make sure to hold it tight, or it might fall halfway. The finch takes flight before Lama can finish the flower grasp in its talons. She watches worriedly as it sways its way home. Welcome to Vesnici Proleka greenhouse. Come have a look at our flowers in full bloom. They're perfect as gifts, or to brighten up your rooms. These flowers look rather special. Of course they are. These are made from the best white iron alloys that money can buy. I guarantee you won't find their equal anywhere else. And taking care of them's super simple. Forget water. All you need are a few drops of engine oil every now and then to keep them glossy and shiny. How's that for a bargain? Do you have any regular flowers? Regular flowers? Oh, like ones that need soil and water? We do, but wow, those are so troublesome to take care of, and you can't squeeze them like this. But hey, if regular's your speed. As long as I can sleep soundly and dream at night, then wake up well rested to greet each new day, well, that's all I can ask for. Maybe you should ask for more. And maybe I shouldn't. Once a person has everything they need to live a stable, peaceful life, why should they keep yearning for more? I used to be filled with ambition, but misdirected aspiration ruined my life. I lost every penny I ever had. And worse, thanks to smuggling, I lost my freedom, and thanks to that shipwreck, I lost my family. Back here in the present, I have nothing. But at least that means I have nothing to lose. Don't you agree? When you put it like that, people are always looking for more, but we all have limits on what we can achieve. For most of us, our ambition inevitably outgrows our potential. That's why ambition and desire are so dangerous. Imagine you were climbing a summitless mountain. No matter how high you climb, you're eventually going to die on the mountain slopes, or plunge to your death down below. You've got to know when to stop. That's the secret to happiness. Is there anything of note nearby? There are cathedrals everywhere for those with eyes to see.
No fucking way they put the Jordan Peterson meme in here.
True noteworthy treasures lie in finding peace within life's quiet moments, not in clinging to worldly things. Contentment is the rarest joy, my friend. Where should this book go? Oh, Harley, welcome. Lady Lauma mentioned you. That said, if you're looking for her, you'll have to wait a bit. She just went out to attend to some business. Are you organising the books? That I am. Since this library was built, Lady Lauma has asked us to shift as much of our book collection in as possible. And then, she also requested that we make some cushions and stands for the animals. She said that this would give them a place to rest when they visit. I don't really understand it, but she must have her reasons for giving such instructions. Alright, we'll just put this book, and boy is it thick as a brick, on the bottommost shelf. That way, anyone who wants to use it as a footrest or stool just needs to pull it out. What does it record? Oh, don't worry, this is just a running account of the words and deeds Moonchanters over various... That's missing an of. Words and deeds of Moonchanters over various generations. It's in manuscript form too. And yes, I know that I shouldn't be saying this as a priestess, but this book is likely the least interesting in this entire library. It's just, on such and such a day, month and year, Moonchanter A said this and did that, and these were the results or consequences, all the way down. I would flip through its pages every time sleep eluded me, and it worked like a charm every time. I'd have thought there'd be some interesting anecdotes in there. Well, they exist, just not in that book. I have heard quite a good many such tales, though. I don't have this job for nothing, you know. And where did you hear these tales, I wonder? From my sister priestesses, of course. They know all sorts of stories, let me tell you. For example, one of our previous Moonchanters had a strange habit of spending 2 hours soaking in a nearby lake whenever she had to organise some ceremony, regardless of the season. That's, like, bath culture. She would say that the lake reflected the moon, and that she could enjoy the favour of its light and goddess while thusly immersed, which would then help the ceremony proceed smoothly. In times where a great many ceremonies were held, she would be soaking practically every day. Those ceremonies went off without a wrinkle then. Oh, absolutely, and she was a most capable Moonchanter, but the long-term exposure to cold caused that devout Moonchanter to develop a serious case of arthritis, which forced her to bow out early. But despite that premature retirement, she maintained that the pain was a mark of the moon goddess's regard. I don't think the moon goddess's dominions cover arthritis. Well, the moon would be covered by the clouds and disappear when it would rain. She believed that the accompanying joint pains were the moon goddess bidding her farewell. And if the moon could be seen even in such times, then it was the moon goddess's summons. She would run out into the rain, fully clothed, and begin to pray. Later, in her old age, we had to find her an acolyte to watch her permanently. Why did I say it like that? To watch her permanently, and ensure that she did not risk her health further. And that lucky that fortunate acolyte was me. No wonder you know all those stories. Of course. I wasn't just listening to her stories, though. I learned much as well. If I get the chance in future, I'll write them all down in a book. Then I'll call it... Oh dear, too much chatting, not enough book sorting. Still, what should I call that book? Perhaps Lauma could come up with a good name. How about Lost Tales of the Moonchanters? Lady Lauma, I didn't mean to. Well, I guess I did mean to. Sorry, I'll stop with the nonsense now. You misunderstand. I'm not angry. I was serious about that name. I had this library built precisely to better record our history, such that those who come after us have records they may consult. And if one were to tell our history, it would be remiss of us to not speak of the Moonchanters. Yet, the texts that tell their tales are either challenging and cryptic, or as hefty as they are humdrum. Never mind you, even I. Let's just say I've had to exercise much patience and perseverance in trudging through them. Wait, so you heard everything I said? Well, they're actually not that hard to read. Just a couple pages a day and boom, you're done before you know it. I mean, I've done it. Honest. Even so, it might be a tall order to expect people to read in this way and still retain the information for any length of time. You said that you wanted to write down those stories about the Moonchanters into a compilation. I think that's a good idea. A book that presents those tales in an interesting and humorous manner could go a long way to inspiring interest in history amongst the children. And this interest may then guide them to undertake more serious historical research later down the line. Still, this task will be far from easy, Anne Ruth. Would you be willing to help me? Of course I can. I might? I have faith in you. You have not spent much time as a priestess, but you are no one's inferior in wisdom or text studied. I believe you are more than up to the task of composing such a text. I'll give it a try. I'll leave it to you then. As the current Moonchanter, allow me to share a story with you as well. Would you really? Please wait one moment, Lady Lauma. I haven't any paper or pen on hand, and I'm not mentally prepared either. Could you tell me the story later? Of course. Just come to see me once your preparations are complete. I'll make myself available. Yes, Lady Lauma. This'll do. Phew. Might as well make Granny Soraka a new chair next time too. Pretty good repair work on this chair. Yeah, when I'm in town, I fix furniture for the whole neighborhood. But this one's already gone through several rounds of repair. If it breaks again, I think I'll be forced to write it off. I also told Granny Soraka that I could just make her a brand new chair, but she insisted that it could still be used and that we shouldn't waste resources. Then she had me use the spare materials to make tables and chairs for the children, and to help birds in the area repair their nests. Don't worry, that's just how she is. I'd never skimp on material when repairing chairs. Of course, I didn't do any different for those other tasks. You bet I repaired them all perfectly. Staying up late was tiring, of course, but it's nothing that can't be fixed by going into town to get maybe 2 drinks before heading home to sleep. Wait, you don't live here? Sorry, I forgot to mention it, but I'm not a Frostmoon Scion. I'm just a normal townsperson, yes. I do owe them a favour for their help during certain circumstances I had, so... When I arrived, I realised that my woodworking skills would come in handy, so that's what I've taken to do. Doing some repair work to return said favour. So you've never thought about joining up for real? Funny you should ask. Evelina and Zenitsia have both asked me to join the Scions and officially move in. I gave it a night's worth of thought, but refused in the end. Did you have any concerns? I'd be lying if I said no. Don't misunderstand. It's not a problem with the Scions, but with me, kinda. You see, they worship the moon goddess, right? And they're real earnest about it too. But as for me, I don't believe her now, nor do I think I ever will. And if you're wondering why, it's because I've never made a habit of believing in gods anyway. Granny Soraka says that I could just live here as an ordinary resident, and that faith wasn't mandatory. But I don't think that's a good idea. I doubt I could afford affecting others by joining in that way. I'm doing this to repay the Scions for helping me. I wouldn't want to cause some trouble instead. You're overthinking this a bit, I think. I know, but like I said, it's a me problem. One I haven't been able to solve. For now, I'll just stick to sticking around and helping everyone out. Who knows? There might be a better opportunity to join in the future. I'll hop on the wagon then. If I had to be honest, this isn't a bad life. I help out here sometimes, and when there's nothing to do, I grab a drink in town and pass some time. I'm not sure what the Scions rules are either. I don't know what I'd do if joining meant I could never drink another drop. Maybe Lauma can help assuage his worries. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Wexel. Here is your fee for the repairs. Please, take it. Oh my, when did you arrive, Miss Lauma? I didn't see you. I heard the Finches mention while you were repairing Rita's bookshelf. They said that you had to search for wood for a long time, and that they eventually had to guide you to a fallen tree. Finches? Oh, I see. So that's why they were circling me. And there I thought they were looking for my help. Ah, and they also said, "Thank you for the apple. It was delicious." Oh, that's quite all right. If anything, I should be thanking them for taking me to find the wood. If I hadn't found suitable wood back there, I'd have had to go back into town to buy some. At that point, who knows when Rita's bookshelf was going to get fixed? Miss Lauma, isn't this a bit too much more? The extra is for the materials you purchased on your own. Oh, don't worry, that was just some scrap. I didn't purchase such major components that I need extra pay. I must demur. You deserve this, so please, do take it. If you refuse, then I believe I shall have to ask my friends to stuff the Mora bag beneath your pillow. In that case, thank you. Oh, and I believe you needed a new bookshelf in your library, yes? Just give me a few days and you'll have it. Thank you. That said, please don't overexert yourself. The library is meant to give everyone a place where they can relax. If those constructing said shelf were to be stretched beyond their limits, then the construction itself would be self-defeating. Not to worry, I know my limits. On another note, Zonitzia mentioned the offer she made to you. Should you wish to join us, rest assured that you need not worry about matters of faith. All of us are witness to the help you have rendered. We have long seen you as family. All right, Miss Lauma. I'll give it some further thought. Thank you. Huh? Am I running low on nails? I better head to town and buy some more. Have you made up your mind yet? Oh, Harley, it's you. Are you asking me about joining the Frostmoon Scions, like Lauma invited me to? If I'm being perfectly honest, I still haven't decided. The more I think about it, the more conflicted I get. I came here to help them out as a way to say thanks for everything they did for me. But if my actions result in me joining them, hard work deserves to be rewarded. No. While I don't disagree in principle, I'm truly not after a reward. Helping everyone out is all the reward I need. Now that the problem's solved, everyone's happy. That's enough for me. Besides, I've made a little income, enough for a few extra drinks. But now, I'm not even really sure what I'm conflicted about. I'm sorry, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Otherwise, I'm sure I'd have come to a decision by now. Forget about it, I'll come back to it later. For now, I need to build a workbench for Evelina. Her statues are heavy, so I need to add some extra supports. Jeez, memorizing these prayers is a tough ask. Might as well read a manual. Are you a member of the Frostmoon Scions? Nope, not before, not now. In the future? Maybe, maybe not. Still, I have heard of you, Harley. You're quite famous around these parts. Pleased to meet you either way. I'm Miski, a machinist from Nashatown. As to why I'm learning all this, well, it's for love.
Unfortunately, the Scion's teachings are rather tiring material. I had great faith in my memory, but I must admit that I'd rather memorize the operating rules for some messier machines than do the same for these doctrines. At the very least, operating instructions can be verified. Actually, never mind. I never said any of that. If anyone asks, you didn't hear anything either, alright? And who is this dearly beloved of yours? Yeah. Don't ask. I can't tell you either, or I'll cause her trouble. Just a name? Trouble? Of course. Come on, what's with that look? I haven't done anything wrong, and neither was she. We both love tinkering with machines, so we sometimes meet to exchange pointers and further our knowledge. Oh my god, Werner. I mean, just look around us. What could we build here? Not even an automatic water pump, I'd say. At the most, we might grab some scrap with which to build some jumping toy frog. I could do so much more if only Miss Laumer would provide more funding. Alright. Enough yammering for now. I have prayers to memorize. Once I do, maybe she and I can pray together as well. Wait, no, this line is... come on, Mirsky. Stop thinking about the materials. But will Miss Laumer really agree to... Perhaps Laumer can help him with his troubles. Hello there, Mr. Mirsky. Oh, Miss Laumer, you're here. What do you think of my previous suggestion? I just need some simple materials, and I'll be able to give this place a facelift. Automatic water pump, support rods to reinforce houses, and sewing machines. You name them, I can make them. Any scrap left over, I can make into small jumping frogs for the kids. They love toys like that. Well, if you're willing to help, that would be great. We will pay you the relevant fees, of course. Pay? Oh, right. Thank you for your generosity. But what I'm more concerned with is... Would you be willing to let me into the library to peruse the books? I believe the information on Kuvaki that I wish to find can be found in there. You are our guest. Naturally, the library gates are always open to you. Oh, I mean, can I borrow it and read it somewhere else? Or maybe make a copy? I'm afraid not. Those books can only be read within library premises. Alright, that's more than enough. I'll head there once I'm done packing. You're always welcome. Oh, and one more thing. Should you see an acolyte busy copying doctrinal text in the library, please refrain from disturbing her. She made a mistake and has just finished her meditation. She now has to copy doctrinal texts until she can realign her thoughts. Copying those texts? You're a kind soul, Miss Laumer. If I'd made a mistake under my old boss's watch, I'd have wound up owing him more mora than I could make in this life or the next. Well, I would say that is a severe enough punishment for Vanatska. Perhaps, but for me, copying text is... Wait, what? Who did you say was being punished again? Vanatska. Are you two acquainted? No, it's just... This name feels familiar somehow. If you'll allow me, might I ask when Miss Vanatska will be busy with her copying? It is official business after all, and I'd rather not disturb her in any way. Every day. But there's no need to walk on eggshells. She will be doing her work at a separate location. So as long as you exercise a little more care, you won't disturb her. Alright, I see. I'll pack up and head to the library right away, if you don't mind. Vanatska, what did she do wrong? What could she do wrong? You know her? No, not in the least. Well, not in the sense that no might imply some sort of two-way familiarity. It might be more accurate to say I know of her, though I doubt she's even aware of me. How do you know of her? I've seen her a couple of times while making jumping frogs for the children. I'm positively certain that she's not a bad person. Is that it? That's it. I trust my instincts. What could Vanatska have done wrong that the Moon Chanter would punish her personally? How could anyone do anything wrong in a place this empty? I need to go into town to buy materials just to buy a basic water pump. But But if she must be punished, then she must be punished. And it has to be said, Miss Llama is far kinder than my old boss.